Welcome back to the IBSP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
My bad, y'all.
Yeah.
I had to hop up here because y'all out of pocket with this Canelo David Benavidez stuff, bro. Y'all boys up here all the way out of pocket, fam.
Well, I want to hear your take. Let me see.
Talk to us, 86.
When the last time Canelo Alvarez ever cared about getting credit for an opponent? Why all of a sudden y'all care so much about how much credit he get for fighting David Benavidez?
His entire career.
He didn't give a damn about no credit when he was fighting John Ryder. He didn't give about no credit when he was fighting Abney Yildirim.
He was mandatory.
So what are we talking about?
Hold on. Part 3 said that that was a mandatory. So when you threw out the whole thing about Avani Yildirim, all that's a mandatory. That's a body bag for Park Street.
That's 2 body bags because he mentioned Ryder.
Oh, that's 2 body bags. We got 2 body bags on deck for my brother Park Street.
And hey. And we're not. Listen.
Who should he fight other than his mandatory? That's the question I want you to answer.
Let me know when I can talk, bro. That's cool. It sounds good, but let's dive in. Let's dive into Abney Yildirim. Since you brought him up, we can talk about him. Abney Yildirim was also a fighter.
Before he lost the belt.
He was also a fighter. I hear you. But let me tell you about Abney Yildirim because let's give everything context and let's talk about it in its entirety. Since you wanted to bring up Abney Yildirim, Abney Yildirim was also a fighter that had been out the ring for 2.5 years. He was also a fighter coming off of a loss. He was also a fighter that got made the mandatory coming off of a loss in 2.5 years out of the ring. So when you call him a mandatory, make sure you mention that as well. Make sure you bring that up as well about Abney Yildirim. When you talk about Billy Joe, when you talk about the other one you brought up, I believe was John Ryder. When you talk about John Ryder as a mandatory, let's remember this is a guy that had 5 or 6 losses, that had already lost to somebody Canelo had already beat up in Callum Smith. So let's remember that we got to bring context to these mandatories.
That doesn't negate that he's a mandatory.
He's choosing to fight versus the mandatories that he's choosing not to.
That doesn't negate that he's a mandatory, you dumbass.
That Boo Boo Andre was supposed to fight.
What the fuck are we?
The guy that Boo Boo Andre was supposed to fight. That Boo Boo Andre ducked.
Who did Demetrius Andre duck?
Demetrius Andre was supposed to fight Zach Parker. Am I correct? Was it Zach
Parker? He ducked the shit out of Zach Parker. That's cool.
Okay, so Ryder fought him to earn the mandatory, correct?
Ryder was still trash.
It's a yes or no. It's a yes or no.
The problem that you guys have with Canelo Alvarez is this, bro. With that man's revenue that he generates, with that man's status in the sport of boxing, he can fight whoever the hell he wants. The mandatory point that you keep trying to make is a fallback point because Canelo Alvarez does not have to do anything that he doesn't want to do. If Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to fight you, he don't have to fight you. Mandatory be damned. The WBC lifted their computer levels for him. They made a franchise belt for him. They did all of these things for him. He does not have to fight up if he doesn't want to. That man is the face of boxing right now, bro.
The same way Mayweather did it, and nobody batted an eye. The same way Mayweather did it, and nobody batted an eye. The same way Mayweather did it, and nobody said nothing.
Nobody was complaining when Mayweather was doing it.
I have one big problem.
All the fucking crying people was doing when Mayweather was doing it.
You forgetting
Hold on, fellas. Let us know.
It's not about complaining.
One at a time. Hold on. One second. Let us all go one at a time because I want to make sure everybody's getting their points off real quick. Let Knockout finish his point real quick, and then you guys can respond.
So
yeah, just let Knockout finish his point.
I heard what the homie said about no one was complaining when Floyd Mayweather did it. It's not about that. I understand what you're saying, but you're
what is it about?
Hold on, Edgar. You're proving my point by going there. You're showing that you can't refute what I'm saying. So
no. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying when one type of fighter did it, it was okay. Now that another type of fighter does it, it's not okay.
We're gonna let Knockout finish first.
Hold on, fam. The overall point, Edgar, is that when you guys bring up Canelo Alvarez, oh, he just did this because that guy was a mandatory. Oh, this guy over here was a mandatory. No, sir. That is Canelo. That is Saul Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing. 650,000 pay-per-view buys, all that shit y'all love to brag about with Berlanga and Jaime Munguia and Turkey giving him $100 million a fight. Yes, bro. You get to brag about that shit. Pump your chest about that. But what also comes with it, Edgar and Park Street and everybody else, you can't use the mandatory fallback point because he ain't got no mandatories. If Canelo don't want to fight a motherfucker, guess what the sanctioning body gonna do? They gonna let him not fight that motherfucker.
The same way Mayweather got fucking bent.
If they don't like the mandatory that he called,
is that why the IBF stripped him?
If he don't like the mandatory call specifically from the WBC, oh, that shit ain't happening. Because when you talk about his WBC mandatory and Abner Yildirim, that's the same sanctioning body that made him the franchise champion. That's the same sanctioning body that changed their PED rules with clenbuterol for him. So that sanctioning body has proven
that
done, boy?
He's about to land it. Give him 1 second. 1 second.
So stop that shit, bro. Stop all that bullshit, man. He fight who he want to fight, dog, and he don't want to fight David Benavidez. That's it. That's all, bro.
Okay. Now we're gonna Now we're gonna let Edgar, Park Street, and Klavo respond. I think Klavo was about to respond to the whole title situation real quick. Klavo.
I mean, so you're telling me, oh, he gets to do what he wants. So how the fuck did the IBF strip? IBF has stripped him twice already.
Yep.
So what the fuck are we talking about? He can do whatever the fuck you want to do.
That's a body bag. So if the sanctioning bodies are in his favor and they've already stripped him twice, that's a body bag. Because how can a sanctioning body be in your favor, in your pocket, and they've already stripped you twice in 2 different weight classes? That's a clear body. One for Klavo.